All right.
That deserves one clap. Ready?
I don't got no rhythm.
Careful, the lights are hooked up to the clapper.
I think we should see if we've got any time to ask the audience.
Yeah.
Questions from the
Any
audience?
questions?
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Sweet. Does anyone in the audience have any questions for us?
At all.
If not, I
I'm
suggest
stretching.
we... Oh,
I'm
okay.
stretching. Have you ever gotten feedback on something you gave to someone to look at that was half completed and then changed the piece based on that feedback?
Yeah, every time I ever sent him anything.
Yeah.
Same. Like, and I do that all the time with a lot of people. You know, yeah, absolutely. And there's a person I've like repeatedly told, and they're like, I don't have the inspiration to go, but I have this stuff written out. I'm like, just send me the document. I'd love to look at it. Still hasn't. It's just like, no, I'd love to like give you feedback if you want it, and that could help you. And he's always like talking about needing to bounce ideas off people. I'm like, you literally just send me a thing and I give you feedback. I can't go out on a call with you necessarily and do it, but like, anyway. Sorry, it reminded me of that. But yeah, absolutely.
Oh, definitely. My radio show was actually meant to be completely different, along with some role play segments and interviews and other things like that. And that all just got completely scrapped and changed because someone that was actually had some experience gave me feedback of like, no, don't do this. I'd written an entire paragraph of like what I was going to do and all this other stuff, and they just put one line through it. No. And I'm like, okay, all right.
That was my favorite part of it. No.
Yeah.
So my radio show was actually totally different to what it was now. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Questions? Still got 5 minutes, so it's either that or we do strange dances up on stage, which no one wants to see.
I kind of want to see it.
I was going to say we could like go over to the Major Goldbees and get wings, but...
Yeah.
Hi, I come from more of an artistic and animation background, but I do have a slight interest in thinking about learning the basic fundamentals of music as a secondary hobby. Is there, even though I don't have that much formal training in it, is there any way I can just learn the fundamentals of it?
Are you drawn to any particular instrument or style of music?
I played guitar when I was 14.
I mean, that's if you want to get back into that. Because I mean, if you played it, and I don't know how long you played it, but even if you could just make basic chords, like honestly, picking that back up, it won't feel too bad, and you'll be able to get to a point more quickly to where you can start, you know, doing a musician or whatever tools you like, or even private tutors. It depends on how you like to learn. Because some people can learn just by like going to a YouTube tutorial. If that's you, great. If not, you know, maybe find somebody and just start guitar and, you know, learn the guitar really well. And music theory is cool, but you don't have to. If you just want to play, because sound is sound. If you like what it sounds like, you just record it and then go from there. It's a hobby.
Do you know what the #1 search term on Google is? The #1 search term. How to blank. How to anything. So if you're interested in something particular, how to enter it in, and you'll come up with lists and places to start, and they'll give you tons of information on whatever you want.
I literally did exactly that, and I got a link to about.com, and I learned how to play guitar from about.com.
But yeah, like, and especially if you already have a creative background, if you already have some experience somewhere, go to that first. And maybe you're like, I don't know if I like guitar. Then at least you'll have started. You know, like there's no reason not to give it a go if you have the time and desire. Just approach it with make sure it's like fun. Because I've had so many people that I've tried to teach instruments to because they say they want to. Like a lot of people. And I'm like, okay, just play it. Like I don't even say practice. I avoid that word just because some people make it really hard.
It's got negative connotation.
Yeah, it does. And like especially when you're just starting out, I'm just like, just play. Because the more you just play, you'll get better early on.
Yeah, it's kind of like drawing. And you said you're an artist, so is it like line work or painting or?
Line work first, and then corrections and then art program.
Right. Okay. So digital art then.
Digital art, yeah.
The more you do it, the better you'll get.
Yeah, essentially what they always tell artists is you have, 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 bad drawings in you that you have to get out. So the sooner you start working on them, the more you're going to get out and start making good drawings. And same thing with music. You have 1,000 crappy songs that you're going to write and never release.
Right.
Or you're going to attempt to do a cover of Wonderbolt and never be able to do it.
And the other thing is, don't be afraid to ask anyone for feedback. Like, if you write a song, you don't have to send it to Daniel Ingram and say, hey, how's this sound? You can actually give it to your mum, your dad, brother, whoever, and be like, hey, what does this sound? And then
sometimes they get better feedback.
Yeah, they may not know anything about music, but they'll go, oh, that really didn't sound very good in this section here. They won't be able to tell you why, or like, oh, you know, the chord progression.
Yeah, whereas Daniel Ingram's going to sit down and be like, all right, look.
Yeah.
You wrote this in an alien chord.
Response.
Yeah.
Alien mode, and then these chords,
this
you know,
doesn't
you're going
feel
from a
right.
first to a
And that's
fifth
like
in this particular
really
section.
sometimes.
It'd be cool if you did a first to a fourth, and then you could do like some sort of like, I can't even think of musical terms because I hated that.
Yeah.
But
like obviously,
but they'll be able to say, right, this doesn't
That's why I
sound
don't
right.
ask.
And then you can go back and listen to it and be like, yeah, that actually doesn't sound right. And then you can actually use your knowledge and process to fix
honestly,
it.
for a
And
long
you'll
time,
learn.
my first goal was just to impress my dad with my music, because I knew, because I'd show him stuff, he'd be like, yeah, that's all right. But I knew that wasn't like, you're doing good. But he wouldn't really give any much feedback beyond that. But he would just be like, oh, yeah, that's okay, but. And then, so I wanted to remove the but, and that was my whole mission for years. So,
Did you ever succeed?
oh yeah, like 3 years ago. So when I finally could, like, when my vocals and everything came together to where he was like, yeah, that sounds good. I don't think he bumps it in his car or anything, but.
Anyway, we are out of time. Last thoughts?
Nike, just do it. That's it. The more you do it, the better it is.
Circles are cute, and furries aren't scary.
Don't be afraid to ask other people for help.
And that.
That's probably my take-home message. Whether it's feedback, help on this, help on that, do not be afraid. People are willing and able to help you, so don't be afraid to ask them.
And remember to keep on rocking in the free roll and doot. Thanks, guys.
Welcome back, Blake and Sal Coutiers. It's Kyle and Matt here, and we're gonna do a little recap of what's just happened here. All right, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. So we ended up covering the process of creative content, which featured Surreal Wolf, Forest Rain, and DJ Lycan.
With special guest Daniel Ingram.
Exactly. Special guest Daniel Ingram, who, if anyone follows, of course, My Little Pony, is the main creative artist behind the music of My Little Pony.
As well as doing the score and songs for the movie.
Correct. So it's was a very interesting panel, just basically kind of going over the process of creating content. You know, it's kind of, obviously that's part of the whole title of it. So
creating content and getting it out there.
Yeah, I mean, the main purpose was to reinforce to those who are interested in creating content that you're bound to make mistakes, you're bound to make some bad content, but the key point is to always let someone else listen to it, take a look at it, offer feedback. Feedback usually does help in a lot of ways to improve. And there are times, too, that something you create is just all around not going to be good. And, you know, just understanding that it's going to get scrapped, and it's fine. And you just move on and you work on your next project. Remembering always, seek outside ears, eyes, whatever the case might be, to offer you feedback to help make it better, to make it, to improve it. So, as with anything, as with any content, nothing is going to be flawless, ever. And usually when you're working on a project, you're too close to it that you wouldn't necessarily be able to see the flaws. But an outside source might be able to. And
speaking of nothing is flawless, my dumbass accidentally crashed, because my dumbass didn't realize that the recording program had crashed on me for the first half of the whole thing. But thankfully, Matt was able to record the whole thing, so we'll try and blend his recording and my recording of the last half hour, and get you a really nice copy there. We did try the cosplayers meetup, but apparently it ended about a half hour before it was supposed to.
And the process of creating content ended up going, until 3:30, which was the halfway mark between the cosplay meetup. So, I mean, personally for me, it's always nice being able to talk to the cosplayers. But at the same time, it's always nice to actually cover panels that introduce, new information.
Okay. So, as for what we're going to be attempting to I will try and cover we'll do the community guest meetup. I will wind up doing Ask the Science Bronies, and from the show to the kitchen at 7 to 8, while Matt will at 7 to cover as much as he can at the Saturday concert, or at least all the stuff that he likes. And meanwhile, I will try to do So You Want to Be a Con Artist, which is basically covers, this is what you need to know about being an artist and selling your wares at PonyCon.
Or in general, just not necessarily in one specific venue, but about vending in an artist, quote-unquote, artist alley at any convention. So not necessarily, of course, centralized around ponies, but just in general cons, conventions.
Alrighty, and we will, we'll be back later after our recordings have been made here, and you'll be able to listen to our panels. Alright, so Blake and Salketeers, it's Kyle and Matt signing off. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Since he's not here, I'm going to talk a bit about genetics. Who here actually is a science person? Who here has done? Anyone here major in any field of science? All right.
Computer science.
Anyone? Science. Who here specializes in biology? Let's say.
I want to be.
Physics. Astronomy.
I'm a student in the science of bullshit.
Okay.
I can tell the difference between butter and I can't believe it's not butter.
And
It's a lot of chemicals, like the second one and the other one.
can everybody hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here to crash the panel. I'm sorry.
Can everyone hear her in the back?
You're not crashing the panel.
Yeah.
Technically, if I were to come up there, I would be crashing the panel.
Sure, everybody.
Bless you. Thank you.
All right. So, welcome to the Ask the Science Brony panels, or Science Bronies, a PC term nowadays. I keep on forgetting. There's so much spice on it out.
How about we just go with welcome to the crazy ponies,
Crazy
stuff up.
Yeah, well, this is Ciderfest.
You have my attention?
I think we actually first, we know each other from the sidelines, but I think we first officially met at Ciderfest last year because we were both community guests at Ciderfest. We're back again as community guests. We found out we were both sciencey people. We were saying for the longest time we want to do a science panel. And here we are finally doing a science panel.
Yay!
I guess before we begin, how about you give everyone a little background in your field of science, and I'll give you a background in mine, and then we'll open the floor for questions.
This can take a minute.
Okay.
So I am Fiora the Tank Girl. My real name is Brenna Miller. I used to be a professor of tenure, which means that you are attempting to get tenure at University of Rutgers. I have an associate's in biology, a bachelor's in human sexuality, and a master's in human communication. I could be your therapist in 2 weeks if I could stay sane enough to do that job. I also have 37 additional postgraduate studies ranging from chemistry to geometry, advanced algebra, calculus, actual rocket science, nuclear physics, and a whole host of other things. I get bored.
So you're a smart ass.
It's better than being...
I'm opinionated.
That's not a bad description.
Well, how old are you then? How did you do all that stuff?
How old do you think I am?
Oh my god, that stuff. That's why I can't be a doctor anymore.
Come on, Chuck. How old do you think I am?
20s, 30s?
You said 20, and I got really hopeful, and then you said 30, and everything if you died.
This is why I'm not a doctor. So a little bit about me, actually. I went to military academy where I was a cadet major. Went to West Point for a bit. Then I went to Johns Hopkins University where I studied molecular chemistry and genetic biology. I did my graduate studies there where I worked in the telomere research lab, which was my specialty, the pancreatic cancer center lab, and the spinal cord surgery lab. I also studied neurobiology under Dr. Ben Carson before he went crazy and ran for president. So he was very sane when I was working under him. I've done research on about 30 different topics from, like I said, mostly telomeres, aging, and cancer-related topics.